Here in the Kurzgesagt labs, we test very important ideas to see what happens when you blow things up or play with black holes.
Kurzgesagt out of context.
As a bonus, it's also incredibly hot and not easy to handle at all. This is what we want to shoot into space. According to scientists, space is big and nobody lives there. So it seems perfect for yeeting away this mess. Problem 1, stuff ain't cheap. To deal with all the 440 operational nuclear power plants' high-level nuclear waste would cost some $44 billion per year for space launch before packaging, transport and security costs are added. In 2021, we saw a record 135 launches into space. We'd need at least 14 times more rockets to handle just today's nuclear waste, let alone get rid of the hundreds of thousands of tons in temporary storage. Problem 2, space is hard. Experts would call this a huge problem. And of course, using the moon as target practice for nuclear waste-tipped rockets kind of makes a huge mess. Shooting waste in any random direction is, you guessed it, also a bad idea. Orbits are loops, which means they have a tendency to come back to where they started, so that would be even more expensive. Not that we would be completely safe then. Earth might run into these interplanetary caskets at some time in the far future and experience a pretty meteor shower made from radioactive dust. Ironically, the sun is pretty hard to hit. Because of this, it's actually… nothing works. The thing is, it gets even worse. Problem 3, rockets go brrrr, and yet, out of the 146 launches in 2021, there were 11 failures. Each failure would be at least equivalent to a mini Chernobyl, but instead of being contained under a slab of concrete, spread throughout the atmosphere. Imagine regular large-scale nuclear disasters happening. People wouldn't be happy. Conclusion and opinion part. Nuclear waste is scary, but the fear of it and horrible ideas like shooting it into space reveals how bad we are at understanding risk. Some of this ash is caught by filters, but most is simply pushed back into leaky mines, shoved into piles exposed to the wind, or poured into ponds that regularly spill into rivers and lakes. There are good methods to handle it, like burying it deep underground or reprocessing some of it into new fuel. Shooting nuclear waste into space is one of the worst ideas ever. If your room is in need of a literal glow-up, get one of these posters. Thank you so much for your support.
Nuclear waste!